if you have not solved, you make a point that up to serial number 4, we should have the solutions for all the 4 problems by graphical method and simplex method. Okay, is it clear?
Okay, sir.
So now you can observe that out of the 4 problems, 3 are maximization problems, 1 is minimization problem. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And if we look at all the problems have less than or equal type constraints. So, you can respond. Is it right or not? In all the problems, we have less than or equal type constraints.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we simply converted the less than or equal type constraints into equality constraints by adding the slack variable to the left hand side. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So if all the constraints are less than or equal type, applying simplex procedure is easy. But if the constraints are greater than or equal type or equality type, then we have to use a modified simplex procedure, and it is called as big M method. So I repeat the clue. If all the constraints are less than or equal type, we can use the simplex method, which you are familiar with or which you have used. But if any one constraint is greater than or equal type or equal type, so we have to use big M method. So in today's class, we take up a problem, a numerical problem, which will have greater than or equal type constraint and equality type constraint. And we will try to solve it using big M method. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I advise all the students to actively participate. Okay. Now I'm turning
Okay,
it
sir.
off and I'm sharing another file.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first write down the problem which is present on the left hand side. Note down the problem. All of you note down the problem which is present on the left hand side. Right? Has Vishwanath joined? Vishwanath.
నో సార్ విశ్వనాథ్ ఇంకా రాలేదు సార్ నేను మెసేజ్ చేశాను
Okay, okay, no problem.
చూసినట్లేడు
Okay. So all of you note down the problem. Pawan Kumar, have you noted the problem, Pawan Kumar? Srinivas,
Sir, only left hand box on sir.
only left hand side box you note down.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not
There.
2, sir.
2,
Very
sir.
good. What
Yes,
is the
one and
type
X.
of okay? What is the type of problem? Is it maximization or minimization?
Minimize, sir.
Minimization. Okay.
Minimize.
How many constraints are there?
4, sir.
Sir.
3.
3 constraints are there.
Yes, sir. 3.
Yes, sir. 3, sir.
1 minute. 1 minute. I am getting call. I will call.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, Venkatreddy. Good morning. అవునండి స్టే లేదు లేదు ఇప్పుడు అలా కాదు ఇప్పుడు ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ వనరబుల్. Thank you. We have 3 types of variables. We have normal decision variables. In addition to normal decision variables, we got slack variable, surplus variable, and artificial variable. So artificial variable is used to facilitate formal application of the simplex method to find the solution. Just you in the name itself, it is clear, it is artificial. Just to facilitate the application of a procedure, it is used. Otherwise, it has no meaning. But you know the meaning of slack variable. So if left hand side is less than or less than the right hand side, we add slack variable to the left hand side such that left hand side is equal to the right hand side. For example, 8 is less than 10. So we can make it equality type if we add 2. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So there 2 is slack. Okay, slack means which is deficit. Slack means deficit. Let us say greater than type. So 12 is greater than 10. So 10 minus 2 is equal to 10. So 2 is called as surplus variable. Surplus means excess. So if we subtract the surplus variable from the left hand side, we will get the equality type. Okay, so if it is less than type, less than or equality type, we simply add the slack variable to the left hand side such that left hand side is equal to right hand side. If left hand side is greater than right hand side, we subtract the surplus variable. Okay, so you can see the first constraint 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 3. It is already equality type. So we add artificial variable called R1. For the second constraint, because it is greater than or equal type, we subtract the surplus variable x3 and we add another artificial variable R2. And for the third one, we simply add the slack variable to the left hand side so that we'll get the equations. So can you see, finally we got modified constraints. Okay, now how the total variables are x1, x2, x3, x4, r1 and r2. All these variables are greater than or equal type. Okay, so m here is very big number, very big number. So we punish the objective function by adding mr1 and mr2. So
Sir,
that is you. Hello.
sir,
Ah,
for third constant, why we are not adding artificial variables, sir?
so if for less than or equal type, there is no necessity to add artificial variable. So
Okay.
in the problems that we solved so far, we had only less than or equal type and we added the slack variables.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
if we have equality type constraint or greater than or equal to type, we have to add the
Sure.
artificial variable.
Sir.
Okay, you can freely ask the doubts.
Sir, in second constraint, 4x1 plus 3x2 y minus x3, sir.
X3 is surplus.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 4x1 plus 3x2 should be greater than or equal to 6.
Okay, sir.
How can we make it equal to 6? Left hand side is greater than the
Great.
right hand
By
side. If you,
subtracting.
say 12 is greater than 10.
Yes, sir.
So 12 minus 2 is equal to 10.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So here x3 is surplus variable, x4 is slack variable, r1 and r2 are artificial variables. Okay. Now, so for minimization problem, we penalize the objective function by adding mr1 and mr2. If it is maximization function, we will be penalizing with minus mr1 and minus mr2. Okay, so for the timing, just mechanically try to understand everything, so afterwards we can understand the logic, right? So you all of you write the right hand side now. If you have already written, it is okay. If you have any doubt writing the formulation as present on the right hand side, you can ask the doubts.
Sir, surplus variable means?
Surplus means which is present excess.
Okay.
Say 12 is greater than or equal to 10. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So left hand side is greater than right hand side. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So how can we make left hand side is equal to right hand side? So 12 minus 2 is equal to 10. So 2 is called as surplus. Have you
Okay,
got?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you written? Apply the simplex procedure. We convert the objective function into equation type. Okay, we'll write z minus 4x1 minus x2 minus mr1 minus mr2. Okay, so you also write it. After writing the right hand side, you write, or there itself you can write z minus 4x1 minus x2 minus mr1 minus mr2 is equal to 0. Solution table according to the normal procedure, and I have also given that table. Check whether it is correct or not. There is one greater than or equal type constraint, and there is also equality type constraint. So we added surplus variable for one constraint, and we added artificial variables for two constraints. Okay, so according to normal procedure, we prepared the table. So is the table clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Any slack variable is there, sir?
Yeah, x4 for the third constraint, only slack variable is present. X4 is slack variable.
Okay, sir.
Okay. For less than or equal type, we add the slack variable to the left hand side. So 8 is less than 10. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10.
Sir,
Sir,
in table row 2, we consider R2, no, sir. We had a surplus variable also. Can we consider it, sir?
Yeah. Because R1, so if in the basis, what do we have? R1, R2, X4.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so R1, R2, X4 will have the values. R1 is equal to 3, R2 is equal to 6, X4 is equal to 4. So that means what are the non-basic variables? So x1, x2 and x3 are non-basic variables. That means they are equal to 0. In this table, x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 0, x3 is equal to 0. They are called as non-basic.
Okay, sir.
The variables which are present under the basis are basic variables. R1 is basic variable, R2 is equal to basic variable, X4 is also basic variable. Okay, their values are 3, 6 and 4.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that way this is very important point, right? So we did the same way in the previous problems. You can cross check, right? Now we do like this. We modified the Z row. What are the elements of Z row? Minus 4, minus 0, 0, 0, minus m, 0. Okay, you have to do like this. You have to multiply row 1 with m, and you have to multiply row 2 with m. So you can get the elements or coefficient like this. New Z row will be you simply add all the three. You can see, right? So you can prepare this table. If you get any doubts, you can ask me. Is the screen visible properly?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prepared the table 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now onwards, you can apply the normal simplex procedure. Okay. So,
Okay, sir.
and what should we decide first? This is minimization problem. We have to decide which variable can enter the basis. Okay. Which are the variables which are not present in the basis? X1, X2 and X3 are the non-basic variables. So one of them can enter the basis and one of the variables in the basis can come out of the basis. So which variable out of X1 and X2 and X3, which one can enter the basis?
X1.
X1, why?
Ratio is minimum, sir.
So in the case of all of you remember clearly, in the case of maximization problem, the variable with maximum negative coefficient will enter. In the case of minimization problem, the variable with maximum positive coefficient will enter the basis. Okay. Now, you check the coefficients. For x1, what is the coefficient? Minus 4 plus 7m. For x2, what is the coefficient? Minus 1 plus 4m. For x3, minus 3. Out of these, which coefficient is more positive?
X1.
X1. Okay, m is very big. So x1 will enter. Okay, if x1 is going to enter, which one should leave? Is it R1, R2 or X4? What is the procedure?
X4.
We have to take the ratios. 3 by 3, 6 by 4 and 4 by 1. So, which is the least one? Which is the least one?
Row 1.
Row 1.
1.
So, okay. So, X1 will enter, R1 will leave. Okay. So, in the next table, in the place of R1, X1 will be present. And you have to fill these elements. Okay. So, what do? You will carry out the Gauss-Jordan transformations and you will fill the elements. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you can do it. You take 1 minute time to get any doubts clarified. Anybody has got any doubt? Okay, so then you prepared the table 2. Okay, you know the procedure. So you have to carry out the Gauss-Jordan transformations. Actually, I have the solution, but I will give time for you to do the transformations on your own. Okay, and you prepare table 2. Take 5 minutes time. Meanwhile, if you are going to get any doubts, please feel free to ask the doubts. So you can cross check, don't copy, you can cross check. Table 2 is obtained from table 1. Students,
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
And
No,
so
sir.
you used the simplex procedure previously, you had to blindly follow.
Okay, sir.
As
Okay, sir.
if, feel free to ask the questions, doubts. You need not get everything clarified from me. So you can get the clarifications from each other. Okay. So feel free to share doubts among yourselves. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So after preparing, let us consider that we got table 2. So in this table 2, we have to decide whether there is non-basic variable which can enter the basis. So which are the non-basic? All of you look at the table number 2. Okay. So in this table, basic variables are x1, r2 and x4. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So the variables which are not present here are non-basic. Okay, which are the non-basic? X2 is the non-basic, X3 is non-basic, and
R2.
R1 is also non-basic. So out of these variables, which can enter the basis, you can see what is the condition in the case of minimization problem.
Non-variable greater number, sir.
Maximum.
Non-basic variable which has got coefficient of maximum positive value. So x2 has got maximum positive value when compared to other one. So x3 has got negative value, and R1 has also got negative value because -4 minus 7m means it is very, very big. Okay, so we'll get negative value only. So x2 can enter. If x2 can enter, which of the basic variable should leave? Is it x1, r2 or x4? You have to
R2, sir.
Sir.
R2, you have to take the ratios R2 has got the least value.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the next table, in the basis, you will have x1, x2, x4, and you have to fill the elements. To fill the elements, you have to do the Gauss-Jordan transformations. Okay. So I did the solution. I advise you to do on your own, and you can compare your solution with the solution present here. So can you do it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So after this, we can close the class. I'm keeping everything open, but don't copy simply. Do on your own.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మనం టేబుల్ 3 దగ్గరే ఆపేయాలా లేదా అంతకు మించి
టేబుల్ 3 ఎలా తెలుస్తుందంటే ఇప్పుడు టేబుల్ 3 చూడండి, అంటే మనం చేసేసాం అనుకుంటాము. టేబుల్ 3లో బేసిక్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఏంటి? x1, x2, x4 ఆర్ బేసిక్ వేరియబుల్స్.
yes sir.
నాన్ బేసిక్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఆర్
R1, R2,
x3,
R2,
x3. R1, R2 and x3 are non-basic variables. Non-basic variables means they are equal to 0. x3 is equal to 0, R1 is equal to 0, R2 is equal to 0. So x1 is equal to 3 by 5, x2 is equal to 6 by 5, x4 is equal to 1. Okay. Now we have to check whether any non-basic variable can enter the basis. So, for example, x3 can't enter the wait. Any non-basic variable to enter, it should have maximum positive value, right? So you can check whether these values are correct or not. -1, 5. So I will give the clarification. You be deriving table 3 from table 2. You follow the usual procedure.
Okay sir.
X3 వాల్యూ జెడ్ రోలో 14m + 3/15 వచ్చింది సార్.
ఎంత వచ్చింది?
14m + 3/15 సార్.
14m
+ 3/15 సార్.
14m + 3/15.
ఎస్ సార్. అంటే ఎవరైనా క్రాస్ చెక్ చేస్తారు.
క్రాస్ చెక్ చేయమని చెప్పు. కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ గా ఉంటుంది. So cross check, who is answering? Who is calling? Is it Tanuja?
ఎస్ సార్. 15m/15 వచ్చింది సార్.
Okay, you check with others. So right hand side, is it correct?
సార్ R2 కరెక్ట్ సార్. RHS కరెక్ట్ సార్. జెడ్ రోలో R1 రాంగ్ ఉంది సార్.
Okay. So you work out the remaining elements. We'll meanwhile we can find from others. That everything is correct with what I have shown. Kuda, so it is not complete. X3 will enter now. Probably X4 will leave. We will get another table in table 4. We will get the end. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So think over, and for the next class, you should also come up with graphical solution for the problem, because variables are only 2. So you can find the graphical solution.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I advise all the students to draw the to find the graphical solution for the problem, so that we can compare the two solutions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Good lunch, and attend to the next class.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. We say